5-1 on my spread picks last week. Only one we got wrong was the Eagles. They let me down. Really thought they were going to turn it up in the playoffs, but they did not. However, the rest of them we all got right. Nothing was really too surprising to me. I figured the Eagles might have a chance to continue their dud that they had, so nothing real crazy. It was a shame the Bills Jags had to play already. I really wanted to see the Jags go into the divisional, just not the way that the matchup and the seeding worked. So that was how it went. But on to the divisional round. 5-1. We're going to continue our hot streak going into the divisional. We got 4 games to pick. We're going to start it off with the Bills Broncos. I'm actually pretty surprised the Bills are not the favorite against the Broncos. Even though the Broncos are the 1 seed, Bills, obviously, Josh Allen in the playoffs, he's another breed. He's the best quarterback of all time in the playoffs. Playoff record withstanding, his defense always seems to let him down. But I like the Bills in this one. I think the Bills will upset the Broncos. They'll take a victory. It's really going to come down to Josh Allen versus Bo Nix, and I just don't have a lot of faith in Bo Nix. Broncos are really not much of a running team, and that's kind of the Bills' kryptonite. Is a really good run game, can really rush it down their throat and can kill them. The Jags in the first half were running the ball like crazy, and then they decide to give it up in the second half. Not sure what that's all about. But since the Broncos aren't a very good rushing team, don't have a lot of faith in Bo Nix. Broncos, obviously, even though they are the 1 seed, I'm going to take the Bills to win that one. Another upset. Bills move on to the AFC Championship. And then we have Seahawks versus 49ers. 7 is crazy. 7 is crazy. They did already have their matchup in Week 18. Seattle was able to completely stifle this 49ers offense. 49ers were only able to put up 3 points. I'd expect more of the same. I would think this will probably be pretty low scoring. We'll have to see because obviously the Seahawks had a bye. What kind of Sam Darnold are we going to get in the playoffs? There's no real telling. 49ers just came off of that great win, but they did lose George Kittle. They lost one of their offensive linemen too, but now they have Fred Warner potentially coming back. Could be big. I still think the Seahawks are going to win. I don't think Sam Darnold's necessarily going to rise to the occasion. He might be pretty pedestrian, but that team is just so loaded that even with him being pretty pedestrian, I think that they'll still win. But I do like the 49ers to cover the +7. Take a push with the touchdown extra point. I'll take that. But 7 points is just kind of crazy. That means they expect the Seahawks to win by 2 scores. And I just don't see that happening. I don't see Sam Darnold going out there and going for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns or anything. I think it'll be pretty low scoring. Can definitely see like a 20 to 14, 21 to 14, get a little push action going. So I'm going to take the 49ers to cover, but I do still expect the Seahawks to win. And then our next matchup, we got the Texans versus the Patriots. Patriots favored by 3, even though the Texans just killed the Steelers. The score was a bit of a lie, though. It all kind of fell apart in the fourth quarter for the Steelers. They started getting real aggressive. Texans defense is so nasty, but Drake May went against the Chargers defense, another great defense, and he was still able to perform. I think this one will be another low-scoring game. C.J. Stroud is just not himself. I don't know why people still put so much respect on C.J. Stroud's name. I just don't think he's that good of a quarterback. So I'm going to take Drake May and this New England Patriots over C.J. Stroud and the Texans. I expect them to cover the 3 points, although I do think it'll be a pretty good game just because the Texans defense is so nasty. Probably going to look a lot like the Chargers-Patriots game did. Another really kind of a disappointing game, kind of a boring game, but still think the Patriots will come out with the win in that one. We'll see if C.J. Stroud can finally get it together or not. If I'm the Texans, I don't really want to give him a long-term contract. I want to see some more performance from him because this Texans defense is totally Super Bowl ready. All they need is at least average quarterback play, and they just can't get that from C.J. Stroud. He had 5 fumbles in the last game versus the Steelers, so do not like C.J. Stroud to be able to outscore Drake May. So I'm going to take the Patriots for that reason to cover the 3 points. And then we got Rams versus the Bears. Rams only favored by 3.5, but it is in Soldier Field. It's going to be really cold. It's supposed to be like a top 10 coldest game in Soldier Field ever. I think that's definitely going to slow the Rams offense down. I don't necessarily like the over-under 48.5, but I do still like the Rams to cover and win. I think that they're Super Bowl ready. Matt Stafford, he's already been there. He's done that. He knows the playoffs. Bears, they're not. They just finally got their first playoff win in the past 15 years. Congratulations for Bears fan. They got a ton to be happy with. It's a shame that they had to match up against the Rams because I do think against the 49ers they could move on to the NFC Championship, but against the Rams I do not. I just think the Rams are just so loaded offensively and defensively, although that Rams defense is definitely exposable. They've been having some problems recently, even though they started the season just absolutely killing people. But still going to take the Rams to cover and win. I think that this one will be kind of a no problem. It might even look a lot like the Panthers one, a lot like the Bears Packers game, except instead of the Bears being able to do some late game heroics to be able to take the game back, I just don't think they're going to be able to go that extra step. So I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a really fun game to watch, but I still like the Rams to cover and win this one. And so that means I've got the Bills moving on to the AFC Championship. I've got the Seahawks moving on to the NFC Championship, but I don't think they'll win in blowout fashion. I got the Patriots moving on to the AFC Championship, little AFC East, AFC Championship. That's pretty funny. And then I like the Rams to win and cover against the Bears. They're just not quite have the veteran status yet to be able to do it. So that's all my picks this week. Went 5-1 last week, looking to go 4-0. Have a 9-1 stretch going into the championship games. Pretty good stuff. Really nothing special I could say about these games, other than the Broncos only being favored by 1.5 as the 1 seed. I'm shocked that they're even favored at all. But pretty solid games. Can't believe 49ers have made it this far with how injured they are. Definitely a testament to Kyle Shanahan and that coaching group being able to keep guys bought in and keeping playing hard and things like that. So kudos to them. Kudos to the game. Looking forward to some more NFL football. Wild card round was great. Only one blowout. That's what we love to see. We love to see really good competitive football. Hopefully, don't have any really boring games like the Pats Chargers. That one was really just rough to watch. Hopefully, these are all competitive. Hopefully, there's at least some scoring going on, not a bunch of turnovers. This one, though, is definitely the one I'm looking at for potential boring, turnover heavy game. So, we'll see. 4-0, baby. That's our goal this week. Check out my channel. More NFL stuff, college football stuff. I got my college football championship pick coming out soon. So keep a lookout for that one. And I appreciate you guys.